Morning. Is it almost time? I think so. My timer says 16 seconds or 12, 10. We can be early, right? I didn't switch this light on. Shouldn't have been early. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but it's something. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Are you guys ready for some game dev? I need to make this bomber enemy. I need to make him work. So let's do some admin first. Let's just get some stuff out of the way. How the hell do I do? Oh, this is what I want to do. Oh, no, I'm not gonna be back. There we go. Okay, that seems to be working. Okay, so I just have my time tracker open right now, and I need to go fix this thing a little bit, so I'll do that. But for now, range bomber enemy implementation. As you can see, I haven't done any tasks here, and I spent a whole day yesterday doing this. So that's a oopsie. I completely forgot when I started to just start this. So I'll have to go back in time a little bit and just check what the hell I did. Right. Fortunately, it's all recorded, so I can figure this out and I can start this without having to lie about it too much. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. So you guys can also go check out my latest video. So I did upload a video on YouTube. If you are interested in that, giving a little bit of an update. But like if you're here for the streams, you already know everything that I had to say. I feel like I'm a bit cramped here. Something's not right. Am I sitting in the wrong position? Okay. Huh. So what was I doing? I was struggling with this guy, right? He is not behaving the way I want him to. So let's just, as a recap, I just need to make sure that there aren't going to be 20 million enemies coming at me. No. So as a recap, let's just check what is the bomber doing currently. Ah, that was the fastest load in I've had. Yeah. So okay, he's throwing. I mean, it looks kind of good, right? Oh yes, that is not good. That flicking it does over there. So just switch on the gizmos. Yeah. So this is because he is. Also, what is this? I'm seeing a kind of an artifact or something. Oh, it's a sound effect. I couldn't understand what this thing. It's a little speaker thing that pops up every time. Okay. Let me just check something. I needed to pause this. Okay. Yeah. It's a little speaker that pops up every single time a sound effect is played. Okie dokie. Okay, so currently what I think is happening here is the where the hell does enemy camp just go away? Alright, there we go. Range bomber enemy. So if you think about it, we have a nav mesh that's trying some stuff. So let's see. This thing is trying to move the agent, obviously, and it rotates the agent as well as moves it forward. And I think what's happening is at the point when I disable, so let's go to movement and I'll show you this. So here I was messing with a bunch of stuff, right? I set the destination, right? Whenever this is not true, but then I also at some point just make the velocity 0 and I don't set a new destination. So what I'm thinking is happening here, oh yeah, and then I also do the transform.forward. So what's happening is I'm telling it, look, you can't move, so stay in place. Also, don't update your destination, which is kind of just saying, don't update the direction that you are looking in. So it still wants to go into the old direction. But then I'm also telling it to rotate. And then I think it's trying. So what it's trying to do is, yes, it's doing this rotation. But also the last time it updated the destination, that destination, I was in a different place. The character was in a different place. So it's kind of jumping between these two. So I think what I can do is perhaps I can set the destination. So that would allow it to look into a certain direction. Right? Even here. But we still make it 0 in terms of velocity. Because now it's doing this thing, and sometimes it's doing this, then setting the destination, then doing this. But now you can kind of see that this looks weird, because now can't we just somehow get all this stuff to work together in one, well, in a little bit of a shorter if statement, right? And we can potentially, yes. Okay, but I'm now setting the destination again, so I'm looking in the right direction. While what did I just hear? Good morning, Aaron. Good morning. The chat was a little bit delayed. I was a bit confused now when I heard that bing. What do I expect to see in a coding portfolio website? That's a good question. Look, first of all, to get this out of the way, I am not necessarily the best person to ask this, okay? And the main reason is I've never worked as a software developer in industry, so I don't actually have any idea what, people in HR or, hiring managers or people like this are actually looking for specifically. Right? Because I haven't worked as a software developer in industry. I've worked as a mechanical engineer in industry. And I can tell you, for a mechanical engineer, you don't need a website. Who cares, right? That's not what you're there for. So there's probably better people to ask. But what I think would be nice is, first of all, if it's your website, right? That's the first thing. I think that's kind of important. So building a website is not that complicated, right? I built one myself. So I would say the first thing is just to build a website yourself. That might be the first thing. And I mean, like, code everything, do all the HTML, the CSS, every single little thing that you can do it yourself. Don't go and just make a WordPress site or, something from what are some of these other easy template type sites? Shopify, but not Shopify. There's different ones, right? Don't just do that for a start, right? That'll help a lot. So try and build this website from scratch. Do all the HTML, the CSS, the back end, whatever you need to do it yourself. And then I would say that if you are specifically looking to then from there, I mean, that's just the basic stuff. And I think that if you've done a software engineering degree, that shouldn't be too much of a stretch, right? For you to build those websites yourself. But from there, it kind of depends on the type of job or the type of engineer you would like to be, right? Because software engineering is pretty broad, right? I mean, some of it is certainly web development, but there is a whole host of other things that is way more complicated, lower level programming and stuff like that, which makes it kind of hard to say what you need to put into this website there. Right, I guess if you take it from the perspective of like an artist, first of all, they won't both build their own website, but if they wanted to make a portfolio, and there's various types of art. If you're a musician, let's say, what do? Well, you probably create a YouTube channel or a Spotify account that you link to your website, where you can share the music that you've composed. Similar thing would be if you want to make videos, if you want to be a video editor or something like that. That's also a type of art, right? I don't know, does any of this make any sense? But you can imagine that the same kind of thing will apply to a coder or a software engineer. You're going to have to figure out what it is you want to do and probably cater your website to doing that especially. But in the end of the day, I think the most important thing would be just to have a GitHub repository with all the projects you've done at least, right? That people can go and look at and they can see, oh, look at this guy. He's made 7,000 commits into GitHub using C# coding or whatever type of thing that you were doing. He's made this and this and this and this app. It's kind of cool, kind of works. And then in the end, at least you have something to show to back up the skill that you claim you have. Well, that's at least how I would approach it if I had to build a portfolio website from scratch. If web development is what you want to get into, if you think about it, then you'd need to make the best portfolio website that you can. You need to add every single nicety that you can think of for a website to have. you'd need to stick in there. Some of the other ones are a little bit more difficult. So let's say you want to do data science, right? Then what I would recommend is something like Kaggle. Let me check this quickly. I need to figure out, I need to put this thing in dark mode. This is harsh. But if you go to Kaggle, right, this is kind of cool. They have massive data sets that are just available, right? You can literally come here and look for data sets, right, in all different types of places and things, right? So you can look at, I don't know. Okay, it's too much for me now. But there's a lot of data sets, right? Grocery inventory. I don't know what that is. But you can get all this data. And then you can analyze the data. And then you can upload the analysis that you've done, right? So it's just raw data. It doesn't mean anything. Like if you just look at it, it's difficult to parse. It's like, what does this do? What do I see? What can I learn from this, right? And then you can like, you see these are just people who did analysis of this data set and they uploaded their analysis, right? And then maybe you can say, okay, cool, that's something you point to, right? You put that in your portfolio website, in your resume, whatever, and they can be like, look at this guy. He knows how to analyze data. And what you can even do is, let's say you want to be a data scientist and there's a specific company local to you that you think would be a good place to go work, right, as a software engineer. And they are in a specific field, right? Maybe they're in education, you know. It's a local, who knows, right? Education place, a school, university, whatever. And you want to go in there and do something for them. Well, maybe go and play with some of those data sets. They also have like competitions and stuff, and if you can do these for data science specifically, I think you'll be well on your way to proving your worth, proving your skill set. I hope that makes sense. I also hope I'm still live. Say something if you can hear me. It's kind of cool. Some of these even have prizes associated with them, these competitions. Yeah, you can see competitions. Some of these are just simple competitions that you don't have to worry about. So it's more about the training, the skill development, than it is about the actual getting to get some kind of a prize out of it. Like, these are insane. Look at this thing. $2 million. It's a national level math challenges. I mean, a bunch of algorithms and stuff like that. Can I do this? Probably not. Could you do this? Who knows? But you can probably not do this one. Because I see it started 5 months ago and there's 13 days left. So I would suggest you try one of the other ones. I hope that helped. If you are here still. Okay, let's continue. Just want to see something. Okay, so that's at least my attempt at an answer to that question. I don't know if that'll help you. It is a bit complicated, but you should definitely be active. Trying to build your skills and then show it off, right? And those are places that you can show it off in. And then obviously in your portfolio website, you'd link to those, and in your resume, etc. Also, anything that you did build yourself, whatever it might be. You can even put little videos or stuff. Let's say you are more into coding hardware, like you play with Arduinos and stuff like that, right? You make little robots do something, you know. That's super cool. Difficult to put on a website, but you can certainly upload a little video of it, right? So you could try that as well. Okay, let's see if I managed to do anything here. Right, so I have this set destination thing going now. This still seems a bit wonky. Certainly seems a bit wonky. But let's go for it. We'll only know if we test it, right? Let's see what this guy does. He might do some serious dumb shenanigans, but let's see. Okay, if we look at the gizmos. Oh, that's so much better. He's now nice and fluid. Okay, so if I do this, he gets confused, right? Yeah. Yeah, so if I'm too close to him, he gets a bit confused, right? Wait, he's not dead. No, he is dead. Okay. So that's a bit of a problem. Let's see if we can't get it to work a little bit better. Aaron, are you still there? Okay. So one thing that's bothering me a little bit is the animation of this guy specifically, right? So I feel like he's a bit slow. And specifically with the attack animation, right? This is quite a wind-up, I think. I mean, it's not bad, but let's see if we can get this attack animation just to go a little bit faster. I could have a speed multiplier, which should okay, maybe it doesn't show here. Maybe you need to get into the game to see this multiplier working. Okay, let's get check. Go away. Yeah, he's definitely throwing these things faster. And he's turning towards me. Okay, he'd run after me. He's coming. Okay, as long as I'm like in this section, it's fine. When I get to here and I move out, he's confused. Okay. So, we need to now figure out what he needs to do when I get too close, right? I said that when I want him to run away when I get too close. Okay. So, where do we put that logic? So this is kind of working, which means I don't want to try and refactor anything right now and make it look a little bit nicer. So I'll just leave it like this. Okay. Now we need to think about this. Okay, so if he's not dead, not being pushed, so then push direction is 0. Then we ask a few things. So I think I need to determine what the distance is between him and my character. So let's just do a debug.log and let's see if this is simple enough. So I would guess it's just going to be this instance, this. Let's see. Could we do a dot length here? So if we just do this dot magnitude, yeah, that's it. Magnitude, not length. Save that. So now every time he is updating, I should be getting a distance. That's gonna spam my console, but let's go for it. Just want to see if this works. I'm pretty sure it works. I shouldn't have to check every time, but I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, 74.1. Now let's see. Okay, he's coming closer. He's coming closer. So we'll see what distance he likes to kind of stop at. So that's 18. Yeah, so 10. I think 10 should be the cutoff, right? Now he's not attacking. Okay. So around 10. So if I'm closer than that, he needs to back off. Okay. So let's see here. So when attack triggers true, this guy's pretty much saying stop. I might not want that exactly. Maybe I should just make it not an attack trigger, but a proximity. So let's do this. Let's call this a float. Distance to player. And we just set that equal to this quantity that I just defined here. get the distance to the player. And then we can basically say, run towards the player if your distance, to player is still greater than like 15, right? So if it's greater than 15, you can run towards the player. Okay. Else, okay, so now what I should do here is an else if. So else if our attack animation is not playing, and this distance is less than 10, okay, let's just put this here. Okay, so now the distance is less than 10. He's not doing the attack animation currently. I want to set the destination. So I want to do these things again, but the state I want, so set destination. I want to move away from the player. Think about this one. So I want to do a couple of things, right? I want to move away. Now, set destination kind of works nice. It's a way to make the character look in a direction. But I want him to move the opposite direction, though. So maybe I can't use set destination. What I might have to do is something like what I did with the character, so the player movement. Right, if you look at this thing. Okay, let's see, that's just movement. So if you look at this, I calculate a look direction and a 2 rotation, and then I say transform.rotation, and I lerp towards that at some speed, a rotation speed. That's not actually so bad. So let's do the same thing, actually. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. No, not that one. I want the movement. Right. So in this case, let's do that. So I want the look direction. Now, I think the look direction can just be this. So just the play instance dot transform dot position minus my own position. Then I do a quaternion, 2 rotation, look at, look direction, vector 3 up. So that's the axis around which we rotate. Okay, then we do a transform dot rotation. We lerp. Rotate speed, it'll just make this 5f time dot delta time. So, and then we don't have to set the destination. Okay, we do need to set our state, and I think the state will be walking backwards. Okay, And then we need to move backwards, right? So this is kind of awkward. Do we do it just a transform dot position type thing? So we do a transform dot position, and we say plus equal, right? Need a direction. So this would be my position, right? If you think about this, my position minus the player position, because it needs to be in the opposite direction of what I'm looking, right? So we just flip this around and we normalize this. Otherwise it's going to affect, okay, dot normalized. Then we also need to multiply this by time dot delta time and some amount of speed. I have no idea what that should be, right? Okay, so let's think about this. So we're setting the state and we're moving backwards. Okay, I think this makes sense. So we are asking ourselves, let's see, are we being pushed? No. Okay, fine, that's cool. Calculate the distance to the player. Then we say, if you are not attacking currently, so the attack animation is not playing, and our distance to the player is greater than 15, go to the player. Otherwise, if we are not attacking, okay, and our distance to the player is less than 10, look towards the player, but move backwards. Okay. Finally, if none of these are true, so probably we are playing our attack animation, make sure we're not moving. Okay. Then we go here and we say, okay, is our state not running? Ah, you see, this is not going to work. So this would be if we are between these two. So we are not running, we are at 0, and we are in the idle state. And then we can do this. I guess I could leave it like that, but it seems like I could shove this all into our else statement here. Right? It really does seem like I could do that. But anyway, let's save that and see how this behaves. Let's see whether or not it behaves at all. Some good coffee. Okay, let's try it. Oh no, I took this debug out. I just thought that I'm gonna get spammed now. Okay, he follows me pretty well. Keeps throwing. If I run away, he will come along. Okay, let's see if I move too close. he's fighting something. What are you fighting, my man? Let's see. Okay, it seems like he's still fighting his code. Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely fighting with. He's fighting the. Nav mesh. What if we make the stopping distance 2? Okay, then he just comes way too close. And it kind of looks like he's doing the right thing, but it also doesn't. So if I'm in this range, it doesn't look too bad, right? Now that looks fine, right? But then he does that. He gets to a point where he's like confused. I think that has something to do with my stopping distance. Yeah, he's trying to move towards me and backwards. I think that might be it. So if we make this 11, let's see if he does that again. Okay, I killed him. Yeah, these jitters. Okay, let's clean this up because I don't like this. Okay, let's not use this. Let's say if we are just standing still, we can also do this. Okay, so our velocity is 0, then we do the look direction, because this is all this is meant to do, right? And let's get rid of that. So let's think about this. We have 3 things that can be true. Either, but not simultaneously, either we are greater than 15 away. This might also be part of my problem. Okay, but this is the case, right? We are either greater than 15 away, so we are too far. So we're running towards him by setting a destination. Cool, that's fine. Then we can be too close, so we still look at him, but we try and walk away. Okay, with this transform dot position. If we are in between these two, or if our attack animation is playing, then we do this. What can you do with the agent actually? Agent dot. Should I just switch it off? Not like that though. It's enabled. If we do this, just want to see if I can switch it on and off to not fight me all the time. We set the velocity 0 and then we just switch it off. Right. And actually we should have done it here as well, right? We should also set it to 0. First, we stop moving, we switch it off, and then we do all our rotations. As soon as this is happening, we need to enable the agent. Right, so we enable the agent and then we set a new destination for the agent. Maybe this is gonna help us because currently it seems like also this, while we're moving back, we should only, so it's less than 10, so we transform until we are greater than 10. This might also be a bit of an issue. Let's try it. Let's try it. I think switching it on and off would help. So now we don't have the agent. If we go too close, he goes away. That seems way smoother, hey? He's attacking us. As soon as I move out of range, he starts running again. Okay, so let's just get the walking animation to work. The walking backwards. I think I'm making some progress here. It looks good, right? So, and this is kind of cleaned up as well. So we are moving backwards and we are setting our state to walking backwards. Okay. So let's think about this now. In our state machine. Okay, let's just see. So we set the state, new state. If the new state is idle and attack trigger is true, okay, so that doesn't happen. So we invoke this, which means our animator gets called and it goes to this, where it sets walking backwards equals true. Right. I think it does that at least. So all of that seems fine. So then maybe it's just our animator that's currently a bit wonky. Walking backwards is true. Is attacking is true. I mean, this should work, right? Okay, let's see, from idle to walking backwards. Okay, so let's just see. Let's put the animator next to our game. And let's try and see what he is doing. Because he should work. Okay, let's go with Knight. Mr. Knight, let's go. Okay, brute. Idle, range attack, idle, 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 range attack, idle, idle. Oh, this guy's not dead yet. Okay, he's dead now. Okay, if I go close. Doesn't walking backwards get activated? He just goes back to idle. Okay, so in the inspector, let's just look at the state machine, I guess, in debug mode. So in my state machine we have idle. If I move close, he doesn't actually change. Well, he changes and he changes right back to idle. Okay, so something is overwriting the state change that we are doing. Pretty much as soon as we do it. So we need to check if we are walking backwards before we can change back to idle or attack or something like that. Okay. So over here it doesn't really matter that much, I don't think, unless we do it over here somewhere. So let's see, if attack trigger and state is not attack, if we don't have a timer, if state is not idle, set it to idle. That's the problem. So we have to do and state is not equals to states dot walking backwards. Yeah, so we can't switch to idle if we are currently. Okay, so state is not idle, so it's some other state. Switch to idle. If the state is equal to this is false, so it doesn't even set it to idle. I think that's all we had to do. That naughty little if statement. Okay, he's running as working nice. Attacking, idling, attacking, And if I go too close, he walks backwards, then he attacks again. He's walking backwards, attacks again. The nav mess agent gets activated. He's trying to follow me. And he's stuck in the range attack. That's interesting. So he's stuck in the attack. State. Okay, there he gets reset. Okay, so he doesn't die. I guess that's because I don't check for death. Okay, animator, you can come back here. Yeah, because I think you should always be able to go to the death state. Let's just go back to normal mode. Yeah, so all this, if is dead is true, you go into the dead state, right? From any one of those. Okay, but I think what's happening is we are not checking for death. No, so if state's dead, we start actually the timer, but all this stuff doesn't happen. Okay, so basically, this stuff should only happen if state is not equal to state dot dead. Yeah. So basically, if we ever go into the dead state, it shouldn't even try any of this. Yeah, so we start the death timer, and then we go here. It's like, okay, we're not dead, that's fine. But if we started the death timer, so to destroy the object, this won't happen. So it can't override anything like that. This, I think it's fine. This might be okay. Yeah, we do enable and disable all this stuff. The take damage thing. Okay. So this won't override it anymore, but my movement might, unless, no, I check for dead state right at the start, so that's fine. Before any of this can happen, so the movement won't override it, but attack and idle might. But now, it shouldn't, so now if we go... Go and try this again. Let's go, Mr. Chicken Knight. Let's go beat up some baddies. So he's going to walking backwards straight into running. Maybe that's not something I want. But anyway, let's go try and kill that. Bam, bam. Okay, why is he doing that though? Running state he should only enter if he's too far away. There's a problem with my animator. What is this? Oh! Is running true. That is the problem. Okay. And we should never be able to return to anything once we died. The attack animation, the death animation has played. That's it. It's kind of weird that he stood up again then. No matter what other thing activates after death, that's kind of it. Like there's nothing else to do. Okay, just make these transitions. No one that maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, let's just make sure that this walking, running thing he does is stopped. Okay, let's use the ranger. Okay. He still did the be resurrected from death thing? Okay, wait, let's check if he's changing states, right? Maybe that's the problem? Oh, what am I doing? I didn't play the game. I didn't play the game, I can't test it like that. Let's do... Okay, so let's go brute. I want to see... No, not brute. No, just range bomber enemy. And I want to check your debug, because I want to see what state you're in. Okay, so he's in the attack state, that's fine. Jeez. Attack, attack, attack. Idle, walking backwards. Okay. Should be in the running state. Attacking, idling, walking backwards, attacking. Okay, cool. Let's shoot him. It wasn't the... He's not changing states. Okay, let's do that again, and this time we look at the animator. Okay, animator, go over here. This is, yeah, this is the brute animator. Let me shoot you. That's interesting. Okay. Wait, do I not connect these to exit normally? Because this is weird. Oh, apparently I don't. So it's this, transition. It goes to exit and then just loops back about to idle and then straight back to death. Could take them out. You fools. Okay. I just want to see. Let's take the knight and make the damage high. Is this working, or are these the bugged ones? I should be working. I did change this, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. So chicken knight, let's go hit them. And they should go flying. Okay, that guy goes flying. Okay, this guy doesn't. Okay, so how did I get that to work again? I can't remember. Simple melee enemy. Movement, I suppose. So it's just this. If enemy state machine dot is being pushed, do that stuff. Okay, where do we change it to is being pushed? Was it in take damage? Apply hit if can take damage. Do the damage number thing. Yeah. See the state machine for this guy. This is just normal enemy. If state is equal to dead, we do the despawn and we destroy. If being pushed. Okay, but when do we push? Being pushed is false. Okay, so let's see. On God hit. It's yeah, we do take damage because our health is decreasing. But we don't get pushed. If you are not dead. Okay, so you're not dead. He's being pushed. It should work. No, we're checking if it's being pushed. And in the state machine, it should say true. Because when attack is triggered, being pushed is set to true, but we also start this timer to make sure it sets back to false. Okay, let's try this. So let's click go. Okay, let's start with this guy and let's just check. This would be state machine. Push timer being pushed, right? So, bam. He got pushed. Okay, we also have push timer and all this good stuff. Okay, let's change the push start timer a little bit. Oh yeah, I think that is the problem. I never set a start timer. So it starts at 0 seconds. It is pushed for exactly a split second. No, not even. And then it stops getting pushed. So let's see. Chicken. Let's do your thing. Wham. Okay. This guy is trying to evade me. Wham. I mean, that looked terrible. Oh, jeez. Right. So, okay, so the push timer thing works. It starts, it does its thing, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fall over the same way. Or nearly as quickly. Ah, jeez. Okay, let's just check the... I want to see this guy. It's animator. How do I set these transitions? I think I probably... No, they're pretty straightforward. No exit time or anything like that. Okay, and then what about this guy? Do they have exit times? No. This guy. This guy. Ah, that might be the problem. So that's why it doesn't fall over immediately. He finishes his little animation. Okay, let's test that. You know, small little tweaks like this is gonna make the game feel nice. Okay, let's go slap the lizard. Yeah, so the lizard, he does its thing well, right? He goes flying and he falls over. couldn't see the way. Okay, let's just put the inspector. Well, just make it a bit smaller. Oh, I changed to the Robin. Ah, okay. Yeah, the death animation kind of sucks, especially with the pushing thing. Okay, let's just go here. Play your death animation, right? Yeah, so he has a quite a violent spin around and fall on his stomach animation, right? This guy, death. Yeah, he's very dramatic about it. So this is fine, but we might not want to push him. Maybe. Ah, but the pushing is so fun. Yeah, can we edit these? So let's see. Okay, I added the rotation. Okay, and then let's record and let's go over here. I want you to be facing that way. This thing's just ignoring me. It's kind of annoying. Wonder why? Because it's definitely changing the rotation, right? But I don't see the change in rotation. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Let's go to the animator death. Let's see what happens if we stick the simple melee enemy death animation into this thing. Right, it should just be that simple. It's probably not going to look great, but let's see. Okay, death. I mean, let's try it. Then I could actually just use anybody's death animation, right? Any one of the animations I have. Yeah, that's better. I think that's better. I want to keep it that way. Okay, but let's just maybe take the Ranger for a spin, because the the knockback for that guy is a bit too much. Okay, Robin Ranger, let's go kill some lizards and purple men. Oh jeez. Yeah. That's fine. That's better. I like that death animation more. It's a bit more dramatic, and I like the spin. I don't know, the other one looks meh. Right? Okay. Cool. So we've done the... Yes, we've done so many things now. So let's think. Our brute attacks, he dies, he backs off. Now I just need there to be something that spawns when he attacks. Right, something like a bomb. And then I need to make the bomb work as a bomb. Right. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, let's go to this page quickly, and let's go to our to-do, and let's say we've done most of the controllers and managers. Now we're gonna go make it a dynamite throwing enemy. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We need to make bomb prefab. Make it explode. Pretty much, right? Make it explode. So I need to... This is going to be interesting. I need to make something that's now convincing as a bomb, right? Something that is thrown and it flies through the air and in a trajectory that looks reasonable, etc., etc. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. We might have to do some math. Or I could just... I want to do math. No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply some amount of velocity based on the distance. So he throws harder or softer the further away you are, pretty much. Yeah, then I just need to do a little bit of math to determine the arc, you know, the parabola that it's going to fly at, or something like that, right? Because, yeah, if it's a rigid body, if it has a rigid body, it will fall by itself in the correct manner. We just need to calculate how hard to throw it initially. And I can do that very easily with just like a little multiplier or something. Then I can see how it behaves, actually. Yeah. And change it live. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Before I start that, though, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I will be back to get the bomb going. Let me just get my quick break thing going. There we go. And I need to make myself disappear and mute my mic. See you now. Hello, I'm back. We can make this and do this. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's try to make a prefab for the bomb. So, within prefabs, let's see what I have here. Enemies, pop-up, weapons. What is the base projectile? Pretty much nothing. Okay, let's create a new I'm a bit paranoid. Let me just see that I didn't forget to unmute my mic. No, that's fine. Okay. So do I do this as a projectile, base projectile? So the point of this is I might in the future want to change something, and I want all projectiles to change the same way. Right, this is a kind of projectile. I just don't know what I want to actually inherit, right? So what is it? So currently I'm not inheriting anything here. It's just an empty transform. It doesn't do anything else. Right, so that's It's a bit meh. Okay, I think I'll spawn it into projectiles. Yeah, but that's about it. So let's just create a new empty object and call this the bomb. On the ranged bomb. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's just make it a variant of the main one. Prefab variant, and we can call this one bomb projectile. Okay, let's just do that, you know, keep it straightforward. Okay, so the bomb projectile currently doesn't do anything, it doesn't have anything. So we need to go find in our visual assets folder, go find something that looks like a bomb. I think we should, we'll probably make a nicer looking bomb in the future, but for now I can just go and look for bombs in my prefabs folder. And I'm just going to search here because that's going to not flipping work. Smoke bomb. Where is this? This is not where I thought it would be. But this looks pretty good, I think. I don't know. Yeah. K-Kit Adventures. Some other free one that I pulled up. That's not a bad one. That is convincing as a bomb. Little grenade thing? Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So I needed to open the prefab first. Damn it. Okay. So bomb projectile, let's just open you. And let's search for bomb again. And we can take this guy and drag it in. Over there. Okay, so it's quite small right now. I have no idea what it should scale to. What we can also do, well, let's just make it a bit bigger. Okay, there we have our bomb. If we go back and open up bomber enemy, so on the hand, I want this bomb to spawn, right? So think about it. If we look at this guy and he goes into attack, right, somewhere here, let's say, we want to go into motion. Spine, I think, is where we go. Okay, this is in his left hand. Okay, he's a lefty. Okay, in the left hand. We want to take this bomb put it there. Okay, so now it's connected to the left hand. Now we just need to move it around a little bit. Make it look like he's holding the bomb. Something like that. And we can make it a little bit bigger. This guy's gonna throw a big bomb. Well, it looks big compared to him. It might be small. Okay, there we go. So now if we play this. Okay. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's just see, where do we... Here somewhere. So we can actually, on the foot down, make the bomb fly. Yeah. I think that works out. So if we go into the brute now, and look at this. So we can, let's see. We can do on shoot. No, what's this first one? Throw bomb start. Oh, I didn't add Unity events. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just do a yeah. Throw bomb start, so we can do throw bomb start Unity event. I think that's fine. So public Unity event row bomb start equals new Unity event, and then right here I need to put an on. Yeah, just so it's, yeah. And then I just need to do invoke or on throw bomb start dot invoke, and that's it. Okay, so now when this happens, and then when the foot goes down, I need to do the other thing. Okay, cool. So let's just get this thing to compile and update. Okay, so let's see. So our smoke bomb. Okay, so on throw bomb start, we need to add our smoke bomb object and game object set active true. Okay, and then okay, no, get away. And then on the foot, which foot is it putting down? Left. Okay, then on foot left, we take the same thing and we game object set active false. Okay, and we can also just make it unactive to start with. Okay, so now the bomb would spawn, but not here. So what I can do, I think I can do this. Just say, you know, do this in editor as well, do this in editor as well. So that way, if I play it, it does nothing. Okay. This should work. I'm not too concerned, but I don't know. I like doing small changes and then testing them. So let's just go look at this guy. Do you have a bomb? Yeah. So he pulls out his bomb and he throws me. Good. 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 Yeah. Okay, now we need to get the bomb to do something. Alright, we have attack trigger zone here. we should also add a bomb spawn point. So let's just create an MN bomb spawn point. And if we go and look at our animation, we go right here. Okay, so at that point, oh, come on. Okay, something like at that point. So let's just lock the animation, and then we take the bomb spawn point, and we move it over. Come on, move it up. Okay, let's go there. Roughly. Okay, something like that. That's where the bomb spawns. That should be fine, so we can get that point and spawn the bomb from there sometime. Okay. Good. Goody, 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 goody. Okay, so we have our bomb prefab. Weapons, bomb projectile. Okay, I have no idea what this thing is actually, what it looks like in terms of size. Okay, let's drag it into this world. Whoa! Okay, it's huge. It's absolutely massive. Let's just make this one again. Okay, I think if I look at my brute as well, it's left, right? And we need to go to spine, then left. Jeez. Okay, so this is a 1.8. So let's just activate it quickly so we can see. Yeah, okay, so this should be 1.8 as well. Right. No, it can't be because my brute is 0.7, so we should just make the bomb projectile. Jeez, what have I done? Okay, let's make you 1.83, and let's make you 0.7. That looks like it can be the same size, right? Yeah, I think they are the same size. Okay, cool. So there is our bomb. It's roughly the right size. Let's get all the colliders and stuff to go with it. So add component, we need a collider. Just a sphere collider is fine, right? It's pretty spherical. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so we have our collider, we add a legit rigid body. Okay. I don't want to freeze rotation or anything like that. I want this thing to spawn and just go ham. Okay, let's make a bomb spawner. Okay, bomb spawner. If we look at the arrow spawner, we can get the arrow, obviously. That's fine. So we can do a lot of the same stuff. Let's just do some of the same stuff to start off with. Make it easy for ourselves. Okay. So copy and paste. Good old copy paste. So we want to transform of the bomb and the bomb spawn position. Okay. And this will be spawn bomb and all of this. Yeah, I could have done this better. Okay, spawned. Oh, jeez. Okay, wait. Oh, this is actually the movement of the. Okay. Oh yeah, because I just tell it to go, right? How do I actually make the arrow move? I can't remember. Let's see, there's an arrow projectile movement script here somewhere. Where the hell did I put this thing? There we go. Ah, yes, I remember. Okay. Yeah, okay, how we do all the collision stuff and stuff like that as well. Now, I think I'm just going to make the bomb. I just have bomb manager script or something like that because I just want everything to be done in one script. I'm not going to make 7 scripts again. Okay, but for now, this doesn't matter. Right, so we game object spawned bomb instance dot and we instantiate and all that stuff. The problem is this position, right? This position would be determined by the enemies. Yeah, because I only have one ranger character, so I could just pull this in there. I'm gonna have to get a clever way to spawn this bomb. So maybe my bomb spawner, so we can save this just for now. It should be attached to my prefab of the ranged bomber enemy, because then every single one of them will have their own bomb spawner, and I can have the bomb spawn position connected to the enemy itself. Right, that would make the most sense to me, at least. Yeah, because I could reparent it to the projectiles folder so it doesn't clutter everything, and so it becomes part of the bigger world. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So let's do the bomb spawner over here instead, right? So from projectiles, I can pretty much just remove this component. Okay, so we do the bomb spawn over here. Okay, the position for the bomb to spawn in, we'll get that from bomb spawn point. Okay. And then this bomb, we have our prefab. Where's our prefab? Folder. Okay, wait, it says our bomb projectiles. Let's just go back to this guy. Okay, bomb projectile. There we go. So this bomb projectile is this guy, smoke bomb. Ah, geez, wait a minute. I need to take this guy and just override apply all. Okay. So let's go and play. I want to see what this guy does with his bombs. Nah, he's not going to do anything. But this bomb should now fall and roll. So let's just go and check. Yeah, there's a bomb rolling on the floor. Okay, so let's see, what can we do here? Okay, so we are not with this rigid body. We can add some drag, because it's feeling a bit too floaty. Automatic center of mass, that's fine. Let's just check this collider, it's too big. Like that. Yeah, actually, why's this thing moved down? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, cool. So now we have our bomb. Yeah, do we have a projectile layer? No. We don't necessarily need one, I was just checking. Okay, cool. So, how will this bomb work? I think what I want to do is I want to give it an initial velocity when it spawns in. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm moving this bomb over here. Because I'm going to have to check this a couple of times. Right. Okay, so we're giving it an initial velocity. In some direction. Do we give it a global velocity? Because in that case, you know, X, Z, Y, all these things are always in the same. Okay, but either way, we need to calculate the trajectory, so the direction, at least, between a target and the bomb when it spawns, and then give it an initial velocity, right? Something like that. Okay, we can tweak this obviously a little bit. We could also make it so that the the bomber enemy is not perfectly accurate every time, so that some of these bombs are, you know, flying a little bit randomly as well, so we can add a bit of random into it as well. Okay, so we spawn the bomb. That's good. We need then some kind of a manager. So let's just call this a bomb manager. Okay, just the thing that needs to make the bomb do the things it needs to do. Okay. Also, let's just go to our brute on a ranged bomb enemy, and on the animator. So right here, when the smoke bomb is destroyed, we also want to add something. This is a good place to do it. I think so. So we just want to say for this guy himself, we want okay. I don't see the apply all to prefab variants. No, I didn't want to do that. Control Z. Wow, that was almost a problem. This guy, I want this guy to apply all. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. And then if we go here to our animator, we can now add this guy over here, and then we can see bomb spawner. And we can run the spawn bomb function. So, okay, so the spawn bomb function will just spawn a bomb. Let's see if that works. I think it will. Bomb spawn position has not been assigned. What do you mean? Pretty sure I did that. Bomb spawn point. There it is. Yeah, okay, so the actual brute and the prefab, or the bomber and the prefab wasn't working. Okay, first bomb spawns. Let's see, is this guy spawning bombs? He was spawning a couple of bombs for some reason. No, there he spawns bomb, there he spawns a bomb again. Ah, jeez. Okay, wait, this is bad. Okay, I know what this is. So if we go into here, I obviously decided to attach this to our left foot. Right, when I should have just maybe made another script. Because what's happening now is the left foot has been called a few times, right? Because a couple of, he uses his left foot when he walks around, and then every time he puts down his left foot, guess what it does? Yeah, spawns a bomb. So I should actually just do another Unity event, and bomb start. I think I just called this end. Yeah, and then I should just invoke that. Yeah. so we save that. Now we go to this thing, and we now need to add this to that instead. Right. It's a bit dumb. My bad. Okay. Can I just drag these over there? Not quite. Okay. So we want two. The first one would be my bomb. Just go look for it. No, it's not. I'm in the wrong place. In the hand. There we go. That guy. Okay, so like that. So smoke bomb, we just want game object set active to false. Yeah. And then here we want to spawn our bomb. So we go into weapon prefabs, bomb projectile, stick it in there, and we do a... No, that's not what we do. Yeah, that cannot be what we do. No. We do this, and then we go to the enemy, the bomb spawner, and we call the spawn bomb function. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so then we should take off the stuff that happens with the left foot, because they happen here now where it makes way more sense. Okay, this is a problem where I switch off the nav mesh and stuff like that when it's already switched off, so it doesn't really know what to do. Okay, let's just see. Okay, that looks a bit dumb. Yeah, because if we go look at the animation for this guy, it's only calling that function near the end. So if I move this up to there, that at least should look better, but I'm probably just breaking some other thing now. Okay, looks a bit janky. It's very hard to do these state switches. I might have to redesign the whole state machine just to get that to look somewhat good, but I think when there's enough of them you won't even notice. Okay, so now when the smoke bomb is... Okay, so our bomb projectile has been spawned, right? So we need to set a velocity, because I think so we go to Unity docs. Let's go look at some of the stuff that we can do with a rigid body. Okay, scripting API. Rigid body. What? Ah, that's not. Well, you spell that. Okay, yeah, a rigid body. So we could do a couple of things. Add force. Maybe that's just the one I do. Or add explosion force. So let's see, it's add force or add explosive force. I think those are the only two that make sense to me for throwing a bomb, right? So add force or add explosion force. I see what this is. Okay, so I need a point like, and it's okay, not quite what I want. So this one is just the vector and then the force mode. Interrupts the input as force, measure newtons, and change the velocity by a value of force multiplied by time divided by mass. Yeah, so I think it's just an impulse force, right? Yeah, so it's not a gradual force. It's a sudden impulse. And then it obviously decelerates. So we'll do this. So we'll do add force, some vector, which I have no idea how to do that yet. And then a force mode. Okay. So let's see. Well, I can guess what to do with the vector, but yeah, it's going to be a bit strange. Okay. So we can do here add component, bomb manager, and we can go here. Okay, and then in, well, let's do this. So let's do a void, public void, throw, or push, or force, add force, or just do the force. I don't know. Public void, apply, yeah, apply force. Okay, so we need to do a couple of things. First of all, we need to find the position of the player, so we need a direction. So let's go vector 3, direction. Okay, this would be equal to player manager dot instance dot transform dot position. Okay, minus transform dot position. Right, so whatever the position is. Now we normalize this. Okay, so we have the. Okay, then we can do. We can get the rigid body, and then we do rigid body dot add force, direction, and force mode dot impulse. Okay, we normalize this one so it won't be actually that big of a force. Okay, so now it's scaled, so the further away this is, the greater this vector is gonna be. And it's gonna be somewhat downwards. Okay, let's do direction dot y equals 0. Yeah, because now it'll throw into the direction of the character without throwing it up or down. Because the player position is normally on the floor, and this thing is going to be slightly up high, right? So we don't want it to do anything funny with the Y direction. But yeah. So we just get direction, make it to Y, and then this thing will only throw in an XY direction. This is not how you spell apply. What did I just do? No, go away. It's fine. Apply force. Okay. I think that'll work. So we just need to call this function. It's public when we spawn the bomb. So the bomb spawner. It does this thing, and then we can do spawned bomb dot apply. How do I do this with the arrow? There was some other thing I needed to do first. Arrow spawner. Script instance. Okay. Let's just copy this. So script instance would be spawn bomb. And then we get bomb. So we get the component bomb manager. And then we do apply force. Okay. Let's see what that does, right? This should get the thing moving. I believe. I hope. Okay, so the first one shouldn't do anything because it won't get the function called, but the other ones... I mean... that flippin' works. Look, he's actually throwing it a bit harder. And now? Now he's stuck in the idle state or something. Ah, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's do an apply torque, because I saw that's also something you can do. So when we apply the force, we should also do rb.add a torque. I don't know if this would work. We could just also do a new vector, but okay, let's do the y also to be 0.2. You'll see if it throws it a little bit up. And it'll now spin a little bit as well. So let's see what that looks like. It's gonna throw his little spinning bombs at me. Oh geez, when it lands it actually rolls. Oh, because it has a torque and as soon as it hits the floor it goes rolling. That's pretty cool actually that works like that. Okay, but basically the torque is way too much, right? So we can just do a new vector 3 and let's just apply 0. So talk about the y-axis. No, let's do 0.5. 0, 0.5, right? Something like that. We just need to make Fs here. Yeah, and let's do a 1. I just want to see if he throws it a little bit higher. Okay. He's definitely throwing it harder, right? The further I am away. Like if I'm close like this. Yeah. Okay, so what he should also do is he should throw it higher the further I am away. So let's see if we can't get him to do that. So I actually don't even know what this vector looks like, to be honest with you. So let's do a debug.log the direction. Right. Do I need to do a toString here? I don't think so. I think the thing can print that, no problem. I just want to see what this looks like so I can get an idea of the magnitude of these this vector, you know? Because maybe I could also just do check the distance and then apply that to the y or something like that. It shouldn't be that bad, but I have no idea. Okay, let's go to console. I want to see this guy when he throws. Okay, those are quite big numbers. I see. Okay. Yeah, if I'm far away. Okay, let's do this thing. Okay. So we'll not do that right now. And let's say float distance equals this thing with a dot magnitude at the end. Dot magnitude, right? So then we can get the distance, and then if we just make the y equal to the distance, let's call it distance over 2 for now. Let's see what that does. Well, we should do it like a distance multiplier thing, and then maybe I could actually tweak it while we go. But let's just do this for now. So, yeah. Yeah, it needs to be over 2 at least, right? Okay. Let's see what happens. No, we don't have to make it complicated, right? That's already... that's so good. Oh, he actually threw it into my head if I stand still. Okay, but he does. Let's see if I'm closer. That's already so good. I mean, that's almost exactly the behavior I want. Look. Okay, but he really chugs it when I'm very far away. Yeah, he's never gonna hit me. Okay, so the Y. I mean, but this is already very good, right? I kind of like this. Okay, so we could just literally make it like over 4, because I want him to like throw at my feet. If that makes sense. He should be aiming at my feet more or less, not exactly at my body. And obviously he's not gonna hit me, but yeah, that's kind of the idea. So let's go. Let's see this guy throw a bomb at me. Come on, bring it on. That looks very good. That looks very good. Okay, let's see if I go far away. He chucks it. He threw the lizard. Yeah, okay. So if I run while he's trying to throw, he actually puts a little bit more juice into it. Okay, but obviously when he does that, okay, this is very cool. I am enjoying this. Okay, so now what we should do with the projectile, go into the bomb manager. This is amazing already. Now we just need to do an on collision enter, and basically when it enters something, it needs to explode, right? So I can make a private void explode function. Right? Can make an explode function, and I can basically tell it to do some kind of an explosion. So let's go up here. What I might want is an explosion effect. So serialized field. Should be a transform, I guess, or game object transform. Form. Explosion effect. Okay, so that's the first thing I might want to do here, is I might want to say explosion effect dot game object set active true. Okay. And by default, I'll switch it off, obviously. Okay, so we set it true, and that could be all I do for now, right? Oh, and then here I call the explode function. Explode function. And what I could also do here is maybe just debug.log. And we just do an explode. For now, right? For now. Should be adequate. Okay, we save that. Okay, so when it collides with pretty much anything, it'll explode now. I mean, that's fine, right? Because it's the kind of bomb it is. Let's just say that. Cool. So this one should actually now explode as soon as it drops to the floor. Okay, it's going to be interesting. But wait, it won't because it's gonna give me an error. It doesn't have an explosion effect yet. Okay, so we are in the prefab. Now let's go find an explosion effect. Okay, this is an... We have effects, visual effects. We have explosion effects actually. Okay. I'm gonna have to open these to see what they look like. Okay. So let's open one of these scenes then. The demo scene. Okay, let's go to examples, explosion. So we have energy explosion, lightning explosion. Okay. What is this? Where is this stuff happening? Here we go. Okay, so energy explosion. No idea what that looks like. Okay, it's a blue explosion, I guess. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Okay, but not the one I want. So let's see. Magic explosion, volumetric explosion. Let's just see what that is. I have no idea what that looks like. Oh, it's just tune explosions. I mean, that's a pretty cool explosion. Let's see, what's the blue one? Oh, it's just blue. I do like that. What is a wood explosion? That's a weird explosion type. Different colors of wood explosions, I guess. Nah, too small. Flat explosions. It's like on a wall or something. Okay. Ground blast. Okay, let's see what you have to say. Green blasts? Why is the green blast? Okay, restart. Ah, okay, I see. Restart. Okay, I like this one. I think that's exactly what I want. So Toon 3D explosion. Nice. Okay, let's go back to our game scene. Not this one. No, we don't have to save this. Okay, but we know what we want. So let's just actually open the bomb projectile. Okay, so we had... Now wait, all these explosions. Toon explosion. Toon 3D explosion. Okay, wait. Let me zoom out, just like it. Okay, restart. Okay, so let's click on this thing and let's see what its properties are. So I think the first thing is we need to start on awake. I think that one is already working. Play on awake, yeah. Okay, so as soon as I activate it, it will go. Yeah, I don't think I want to change anything else, to be honest. That's the only thing that I'm just really... I like the explosion radius. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Okay, there's my explosion. So I could actually add to this thing another create empty game object, and I could just call this the explosion. No, delete. This is not gonna work because you can't add multiple colliders to a thing. Even if you make it separate, it's still attached to the parent. So that doesn't work. I'll have to do that whole physics check sphere thing, or the overlap sphere. I think the overlap sphere is the correct one in this case. Okay, but this is very good. So the toon explosion is now working. So if we go here, I can now add explosion effect to this, and I can click on it and make it disabled from standard, right? So if I play this, I'm expecting this thing to fall, hit the ground, and explode immediately. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, there's a we have a problem. Okay, we can't have a rolling effect, right? This looks terrible. Okay. So somehow when this thing explodes, at that moment we need to set the rotation to 0, 0, 0. That's not actually so bad, right? Yeah, we can just go here and be like, okay, cool. As soon as you explode, do transform dot rotation equals vector new, well, dot 0. Okay, sorry. It needs to be the quaternion dot identity, I guess. So we just reset the rotation when it explodes. And what we can also do is just make the torque 0, I guess, as well. Maybe? I don't actually know if this is going to be working. Okay, well, let's just check. We're going to override whatever this torque was. And we're not applying a new torque, so maybe that's fine. I don't think that's fine, to be honest. So we need to get our rigid body as again. I'm going to go Control X and do this at start. So we can get our rigid body right there. Okay. Private rigid body RB. And then we can do RB is equal to get the thing, and now I can use RB everywhere, right? And I can do RB dot see, lock. Angular velocity equal to vector 3.0. Is that a thing it'll accept? So we set it to 0. We reset the position, and okay, let's just see if we set the velocity to 0. Maybe that means the torque is also reset. I don't know. I have no idea how this stuff works. I have no guess as to how this will interact. So let's just test it and see what happens. Okay, go. Don't do anything dumb. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, as I expected, that will be fine. Now, why are you not doing the thing anymore? Must be because of this, right? Should we do this at awake? Maybe it's too late. Might be. I don't know. Because I know awake is a little bit ahead of start, right? And it might be applying a force to something that it can't see or find or something. I don't know. Let's try that. Yeah, so it's just falling to his feet and then exploding because he walks into it. Choo, choo, choo. Yeah, that one looks pretty nice. Okay. Okay, we also need to stop them because they do continue to roll, right? So maybe we should disable the rigid body, actually. That might be better. So we make it kinematic, right? It's kinematic, and then, yeah, I think that would be the best thing to do. Because then it'll only move, not based on physics, but based on my inputs and stuff like that from the code. So maybe the first thing I do here is rb.is kinematic equals true, right? Then it needs me to, then it doesn't work with physics anymore. You would need to physically transform the thing and move it around, right? So I think that'll work perfectly. Yeah, so let's go for it. I want to see where this is coming from. Is it you? Oh, yeah. Let's revert all. Yeah, okay, so you are now back to what your prefab says you must be. Okay. So this little guy was causing me issues. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, that thing goes and it explodes. do the... looking like something. Look at that. Okay, now we just need to despawn the... Okay, there's still some bugs, obviously, with this guy. He's not doing exactly what I want him to do all the time. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, so let's just go back to our bomb manager and say that when you explode right at the end, we should cause it to disappear, right? So something like... Oh, and also, yeah, we should switch off the collision. Yeah, definitely we should switch off the colliders. Yeah. So let's go do collider. Private collider. And we just call it the collider. Collider equals get component collider. That's fine. We could also set this in the editor, right? But it's fine. And then here we do collider dot enabled equals false. So we disable the collider. Then we should also disable our... So I'll do this with a serialized field. Let's just do transform. It's a game object. Bomb visual. Right, so our bomb visual. And then over here we want to go bomb visual dot enabled set active false. Yeah, because that's something different, right? Okay, we do all that stuff. We go to this, and now we just need to add our bomb visual here. Okay, that would be this guy. Okay, so now if we play, we should see the bombs disappearing. They won't just sit on the ground. No bombs. And no collider. Yeah, this guy can catch you out, eh? Because when he does a big throw... Okay, cool. But if we look into the world, I guess we still have a bunch of bomb projectile clones. Yep. So we should have them despawn after the explosion. Oh, I'm in play mode. Oops. Okay, yep. So we should just have them despawn, so that's the last little thing we need to do in our bomb manager. Well, we need to apply damage as well, but we could do a private boolean as exploded, and we just call this false to start with, and then we can do a private bull, not a bull, float, and we can call this despawn. Timer, and we can set this equal to 1 second, I think. No, let's just make like 3 seconds, right? We can start it off at 3 seconds, and then in update we can say if has exploded. Then we can do despawn timer minus equal time.delta time, and then if it's less than 0, we just say transform.gameObject.destroy. Right? That is the one that I use normally. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's just go to this enemy. I'm pretty sure that's what I do. See? When we do death, and death just says set state to dead. Okay. Okay, that doesn't help me at all for this guy. Let's go look at the other enemy. I'm sure we do. This is the attack. Okay, it must be in the enemy state machine then, right? Enemy state machine. Okay, set state to dead. That's fine. Oh, game object dot destroy game object. Oh, okay. That's the one I want. Okay. So in despawn timer, then we do game object dot destroy game object. There we go. So when the despawn timer is less than 0, we go ahead and we get rid of it. Right. That should be fine. So if has exploded, we take down time. Okay, and then here we would say has exploded equals true. Okay, cool. So we call the explode function, and then has exploded is equal to true. Everything looks pretty good. Okay. So the bomb visual, we switch that off immediately, but the actual prefab, we need to destroy that a bit later. Reason being, obviously, because we have a explosion animation that's playing, right, and it takes a while to finish. So we just want to make sure that that finishes nicely. Same with potentially sound effects, because we're going to have sound effects as well, right? So let's just see this thing going. Okay. See what that looks like. We could see it like immediately, right? So okay, let's just go look at this guy. So he throws the thing, there's a clone, throws another one, and the clones are being, yeah. There we go. So we got a nice explosion and everything. Okay, now, let's go back to our enemy camp. Now, I need to add a sound effect and damage and all this stuff. I just want to see something with our spawn point. Okay. So the spawn point is currently only doing simple melee enemy. So if I go to enemies here and I have the ranged bomber enemy, I need to add an element first, ranged bomber enemy. There we go. So now we're spawning both of these. I can't remember how this thing works. So we have the enemies, spawn enemy. For each enemy and enemies, we spawn one of each. Okay, so I'm just spawning all of them. Okay. That could be an issue, so we might have different spawners with different timers or something like that. But for now, we can just spawn them all. And let's make it a 2-second spawn. Right, let's go. So there's going to be a bunch of these guys going. Coming at us. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, here they come. So they spawn in 2-2. And the bombers are slow. You're sliker. That guy chucked that bomb. Okay. Yeah, these bombs are going to be a problem. Oh, geez, they collide with... Okay, I need to switch layers. Oh my greatness. Okay, so this is definitely a problem because they're throwing the bombs into their friends. Okay, let's thin them out. Okay, the bombers are always fun to add, right? You can see they add quite a bit of chaos to the game immediately. Die! All of you die! I want you out of my life. That's a... Yeah, okay. That's quite funny. This is quite funny. Them throwing the bombs into themselves. Ah, look at them backing up when I go closer. That's so cool. I did a cool thing, guys. But you can't see anything because there's always a million explosions on the screen. Okay, let's see if the chicken can handle this a bit better. I don't think so. Oh yeah, no, he can. He can definitely. But get out. Die. Okay, this is actually kind of difficult for the chicken to reach them. They are just out of reach. Okay, I need to run up and hit. Okay, this game is gonna get... If they actually do damage, right? This just got a whole lot more difficult. Bombing enemies are a bad idea. Maybe I should change the explosion radius of these bombs. Watch as I get... Ah, okay. I don't really get the effect because they throw the bombs into themselves. Okay, I should be able to change that quite sneakily and fast. So I can just do layer overrides, exclude layers, specifically enemies, right? And yeah, because they're kind of throwing it into themselves and that just feels bad, right? So let's try this. Now, they should explode on hitting anything except for friendlies. Let's have a look. Boom. Yeah, you don't want too many of these guys. Definitely. I need to tweak the spawn rate for them. Just like, it's flipper crazy. You're not going to be able to stand still for 2 seconds. They're throwing it into the tree. Yeah, it's because they're dumb. Okay, this is way better. Look at that. Look at that. If they all throw... Yeah, that's what I want. A proper carpet bombing. Yeah, like you can't stand like this. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, very good, very good.
You know, it's super nice when the game gets to this point where you have something nice and visual to look at. Okay, let's break out of here, boys. Ugh. Let's go kill some flippin' bombers. I might have to change the size of this explosion. And yeah, if this thing starts doing damage, I'm just dead. Yeah, see, them avoiding me, that's actually making it very difficult. But notice how you might remember that, you know, things felt a bit clunky when I was looking at one, right? But now with so many of them, you like can't even tell that they're doing something strange sometimes. It's almost like the lizards, they also get stuck at some point and then they do their attack animation when they're not supposed to or whatever. But you don't actually notice it because there's 100 of them, right? This is so cool. I'm enjoying this a lot. Short incoming, right? And I died. I will be dying much sooner when these bombs do damage. Okay. Very good, very productive, very nice. I think I'm going to call it there. So for tomorrow, sound effects and all that goodness. But for today, that's it. I would like to go a little bit longer, but, you know, I need to get started on my day a bit earlier than I did yesterday, so I can't stick around till 7. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Let me see, where's my OBS? Let me do this nice and professional like. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I enjoyed today. I think it was kind of cool. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you are excited about the bombs that I've added, and I'm excited. I think they're pretty cool. I think they are making a big difference. But I'll see you in the next one. Let me check, switch off the music and get my ending screen rolling. Is it rolling? Yeah, it's rolling. There we go. Okay, cheers guys.